Welcome to I Am the Cute One, the most chaotic school dance in the podcast universe.
Listen, you got through the week like we got through 9/11.
And a recession.
And the Special K diet.
And the time that James Franco hosted the Oscars.
And Ben Platt's wig and Dear Evan Hansen.
TGIF.
Hello, I am Donnie, and I am the cute one.
And I'm Chelsea, and I'm the cute one.
TGIF, cuties.
TGIF, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great
I
Friday
went out of my way
there.
to scream at the beginning, Chelsea, so I don't know what you're talking
implore
about.
you, Donnie, to go back and listen to the first 10 seconds of this episode. But you're right. I need to stop pointing it out because by the end of the episode, you're screaming your head off at me, calling me the C word. So it is what it is.
And the cuties love it.
They love it. I love
They
that.
said new
Miss
voice.
Philo.
So what else is new besides you being a cunt?
Well, we're on YouTube for now, so go over there and hit that subscribe button before we get kicked off.
Oh yeah,
cuties.
we're not allowed to say that word.
Yeah.
Bleep it if you have to.
I feel like Nev Campbell right now.
At the end of Scream?
Honestly, at the end of Scream, because I think I'm in the wrong franchise, but just go with me here. I felt like Michael Myers was slowly walking after me with a knife all week long.
You know you're in the wrong franchise, but
You know,
continue.
as I said it, I knew I should have been Jamie Lynn Spears, but here we are. I said that on purpose. I know
Okay.
it's Jamie Lee Curtis. As I talked about on Monday, my family had been hit by another stomach bug.
Yes.
And the thing about this stomach bug was it lasted for about 36 hours after the first puke. And then the next person would get it about 12 to 24 hours later. So we had like a period of calm before the next one went down. And I felt like it was coming after me. Slow and steady wins the race, the rabbit in the hare. And I knew it was coming. And I just kept my eyes on the prize, just kept cleaning up the throw up from the next person. And I've got to say, I'm sitting here. We're recording this on Thursday. I did not get it yet. So I'm hoping that it's just like the mom superpower of when you're the one to hold the puke bucket for so long, somehow you've already paid your penance and you're safe.
One time I puked on my mom's head. Did I ever tell you that?
No.
That came up at my sister's baby's baptism the other day.
Love that.
Yeah, I brought it up to all these people
Oh,
that
you brought it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, happy Friday, cuties. So
Happy Friday.
hopefully I don't get thrown up on my head. My daughters finally went back to school today.
Oh.
It was 10 full days and then like late openings every day. So Godspeed. One day they'll go to school for a full day for a full week, maybe. But I've never been so proud, Donnie. So you might recall I played Monopoly with Sapphire way back when. And she was, by the end, the little Monopoly man herself, her monocle, counting her coins, refused to end the game until she had completely bankrupted me. So as soon as Coco, who had not played before, was like, oh, we could play, as she calls it, Monopoly, Sapphire was all in because she knows that she is a wealthy lady who's ready to be a slumlord and bankrupt some bitches. So we start playing, and you know how Monopoly is. It's all about like whoever gets those big ticket items first. And as soon as the girls like denied they didn't want to spend their money and they weren't going to buy the property the first round, I was like, oh, you poor sweet summer children. I know how this game is played. So they're laughing and laughing as I'm getting down to like $10 my first round, just buying all the property. Then they start to realize what's happening. They start to understand the game that is capitalism. And they are getting frustrated. And I am not pulling any punches this time because this is my revenge from the last game where Sapphire did not want to negotiate with me and did not want to work out a loan payment plan. So I get up at one point to go to the bathroom. And I come back, and these two bitches are sitting close together giggling. And I'm like, did you steal my money? They're like, no, that would be against the rules. No. I was so proud, Donnie. They were doing like crowdsourcing. They unionized. They decided when I went to the bathroom that they would pool their money together and that they would just continue to help each other out to pay the payments for my properties. And before long, the tide started to turn and I started having to give my money back to the bank.
Whoa.
I know. I felt like there was a little social uprising, class consciousness.
The reason the whole game was invented, you'll tell me.
It's a good thing that man stole the idea from the woman to then make money off of the game of capitalism.
Yeah, I love that.
I've never been so proud. I thought Dr. Bald was going to weep tears of joy.
So I'm glad you brought up Nev Campbell because as my friend Emily, who I always terrorize into doing things with me or for me or whatever at my joy. So I said, will you see Scream 7 with me in theaters? I know she doesn't like scary movies, but I also know she can't say no to me. So she's like, I'll go.
Emily needs to unionize. You know what? That's going to be the outcome of BB40.
I know.
Is I'm going to be somebody who's pulling people aside and is like, did you know we have rights as friends? Maybe we should unionize against Donnie.
If that is the dynamic leaving Big Brother 40, I'll never forgive you.
I'm going to be like, you don't like scary movies, so you don't have to see Scream 7, Emily.
She and I have Alamo Draft House passes together, and at first, the rule was I pick a movie, she picks a movie. I pick a movie, she picks a movie. But as you know, hosting a podcast, and for us, it's fine. Because we cover old movies, you dabble in classics that you've never seen. So you're willing to watch a Mrs. Doubtfire, which is just as much of a joy for me as it is for you, or whatever.
And I only truly terrorize you like during Chalchella, for sure. I'm not thinking about you at all.
No.
But throughout the year, like I knew there was a 50-50 chance with Stand By Me. But Stand By Me is like a one-off. Usually you have seen the movies that I'm picking that I'm enjoying also.
And the problem with our podcast is because I am such a movie boy and I am 40 years old, if there is a movie from the 80s or 90s that I haven't seen, there's probably a good reason for it. Like I saw the trailer, it didn't speak to me, or it's a French vampire movie that no one's heard of, etc.
You liked that woman's bush.
I did like her bush, yeah. I'm bisexual now. So that's us. But with Emily, the rule was one for me, one for you, one for me, one for you. But think of Chalchella movies. This bitch only likes Chalchella movies. So when I pick a movie, she doesn't like it, but she's able to understand.
Wait till you watch K-Pax this Chalchella season.
See, another movie I've never even heard of.
A Kevin Spacey classic. It's a shame that he, along with apparently a lot of other bad guys in the world, is a sex predator, because I do love any movie that man is in.
Jesus.
A little teaser. He is somebody that shows up in like a mental institution and he thinks he's an alien and he's trying to get back to his home planet. And you are wondering, is he an alien? Is he not?
See, I only like American Beauty. Besides that, I hate Kevin Spacey movies.
I don't think I've seen American Beauty. Anyway, back to Emily.
Yeah, maybe this will be the time you let me finish this sentence. So the thing about me and Emily is I pick a movie, she picks a movie. I pick a movie, she picks a movie. She likes Chalchella type movies. I like regular movies. So that rule was just not working. Like she always is like, well, you torture me now, I'm torturing you. And then brings me to some movie about like Irishmen in the 1920s. Like this is painful. I can assure you what I'm feeling now is not what you feel at Abigail.
And this is the thing with the podcast is we then have a medium of an hour and a half where you get to express how much you hated the thing I made you watch and vice versa. So then we get to be funny about it. You bitching about what I made you watch is part of the gig. Whereas in real life, I think our version of this is like music, where I do have a pretty large spectrum of music I listen to. So I will go to a Renee Rapp concert with you, but I would never take you to 98% of the other shows that I see, because neither of us are going to have our best time because you're going to be sitting there looking around saying, oh no, I'm at Midsummer again.
However, I did love that cover band your father took me to. I'm down
a
for
real
a cover
classic
band.
rock boy.
So those rules have changed now because now I let her pick a movie once a quarter. So like if we see 4 movies a month, you can pick one every 3 months. But we don't see a movie together every month.
Strike. We strike
No,
until
don't
we
you
get a chance. Strike.
No.
Strike. We like our movies the way we like them.
No, in the castle, there's the foyer, and there's my bedroom has like a little overlook balcony, but there's no balcony. It's just a doorway overlooking.
I love that. Are you going to decorate it?
Oh, I should decorate it. But I'm definitely taking a group photo in front of it where everyone's below and then I'm in that doorway. That's iconic.
Incredible.
But I told her for a Big Brother competition, I'm going to blindfold her, put her on a rolly chair and just push her off. And she was like, and the problem is I'd say yes. So that is what I want to push against you unionizing for. Like, I still need these opportunities. Okay, anyway, so Scream 7's coming out the end of the month. So I told her, will you see it with me? She said, yes. So then I said, leading up to it, which one's your favorite? And she said, can I tell you something? I've never seen any of them. I said, what? We have to change that. So yesterday we watched Scream 1 and 2 together. She enjoyed them. She said they were fine, which whatever. I tried to explain to her, like, this changed the game. Drew Barrymore being the opening kill was like groundbreaking for the time. Everyone thought she would be the lead, and she didn't. And what's cool is Emily doesn't know anything about the Scream franchise. She only knows Neve Campbell is the only one in it. She doesn't know the other characters that make it far. Everything is fresh to her. So she's really emotionally invested. And you know how I feel about someone who's emotionally invested and then says the movie's fine. Like, you were just screaming when you thought Dewey died. You were just calling Gail Weathers a C word. So, like, you clearly have emotions here. And now you say, it was fine. And now I wanted to tell you also about Neve Campbell at the end of Scream 1 when she's wearing a denim jacket. You do look like her. That is just what it is. Your jawline is very Neve Campbell adjacent. You have the same hair color. When I brought up to Emily that I always compare you to her at the end of Scream 1 when she's covered in dirt and blood and has gone through hell and watched all her friends die. She was like, well, that is kind of her day-to-day life with the girls. And I said, see? But Neve Campbell's hair is the exact same length as yours is in Scream 1. The difference is I liked hers. I didn't mean to pause there.
Is this my day-to-day life with my daughters, or is it my day-to-day life with you, Donnie?
Both. There's two killers.
That's true. Sapphire rips off the first mask, and then there you are.
Me and Sapphire as a serial killer duo would be unstoppable. So the thing that's different is Neve Campbell has bangs, and I think your hair would look better with bangs.
You know what's so crazy? I was actually thinking that the other day, but then I am very concerned because I do pull off bangs. I like bangs, but then I was thinking the problem is it could be cute. It could also be very berries and cream, Lord Farquaad, if it goes wrong. Look.
Well, you just need to bring a picture, I think. Imagine you showed up to get a haircut with this picture.
But I am going to wait to get bangs until after BB40 because we've got some friends out here training like the Olympics are coming. Like they are in the Winter Olympics. They are ready for a wall comp. If you're going to throw a stamina competition at us, even though we're only there literally for 72 hours, they are ready. I'm not quite there, but I do know this is going to be on camera. I might get a little sweaty.
Wait, Chelsea.
What?
What if, and we're not doing this, but you know how it's supposed to end 8 o'clock on Saturday? What if it ends breakfast on Sunday? And to make it to the final 3 to the final 2, there is an endurance competition where you have to stand holding a cup all night.
No, then at that point I would say, okay, I'm done.
I think if you got to the final 3, you would think about it.
Probably. I am worried that my college athlete is going to come out because it's been dormant. I've sedated that bitch. She's been locked in a basement like I'm on Desperate Housewives.
Someone asked me yesterday how I feel about mixing friend groups. They're like, it's so soon. How are you feeling? And I was like, regular-wise, like if this was just a party, only 10% anxious. Overall, everyone will get along and whatever, but 10% anxious. With Big Brother added, I do think the worst version of people's selves will come out, and I'm like 65% anxious.
It's a crazy way to finally mix friend groups. I'll say that. Like, I'm somebody who I mix friend groups from the beginning. Like, I'm just like, oh, I like you. Come on, meet all the rest of the people I like, because there's only like 10 of you. But for you to go this many years not mixing and then do it, not just like we're having a party and we'll play Big Brother Express for 20 minutes at this party, for you to have like full competition is a little bit nuts. Now, I want to clarify, when my college comes out, if my college comes out, I'm not going to be a bitch to people. I'm just going to be like locked in.
Not having fun.
No, I'll be having fun, but I will be like in the zone.
Okay.
All of this to say, I'm waiting to get bangs until after VB40 because I think how I'm going to do my hair for the day of, because we're going like Y2K 2007, is I'm going to have Kix. Kix, if you're listening, I haven't asked you yet, but I always make you do my hair when we're together. I'm going to make her do 2 braids and then 2 like Spice Girl buns, like half up, half down.
Yeah.
So that I can be ready to be in the zone.
Plus, you'll be in a house with 20 girls. This would be a good way to mingle, Chelsea, too.
Don't. I've got my own plans, Donnie. I'm bringing my tarot cards.
All right. So speaking of Big Brother 40, my boyfriend is coming to assist.
Also a crazy way for him to meet 90% of your friends.
I thought about that at first, but I will need the help. This man is an event planner, and there wasn't a world where like I wanted to be in a king bed alone on my 40th birthday.
Yeah.
I'm the only king bed in the castle. I'm getting fucked in it.
I love that.
Thank you.
You haven't slept on a couch for 2 years to not earn getting fucked on your 40th birthday in a king
Thank you.
size
And
bed.
now I have that balcony, so don't come in the foyer after midnight.
Other
'Cause
people
I will
will
be.
come in the foyer, but won't.
Anyway, he's coming to Big Brother 40. He was originally going to come to Pennsylvania that morning. I'll be in Pennsylvania Thursday to do arts and crafts, get like bottles of water from Sam's Club, whatever. So originally my sister was going to come from our house to the train station, pick him up, and then go to the castle. But then I told him, like, you're coming from New York, which is 2.5 hours away from the castle, 2 hours on train to Pennsylvania, which is then 3 hours away. So you're making what could have been a 2.5 hour trip from New York, a 5 hour trip on Friday if you do all that. And he said, well, then I'll come home Thursday with you. And then it's split up. And then we'll go with your sister from your house. So he's meeting my family on Thursday before Big Brother 40, which now my sister's pissed about because she was going to be at Big Brother 40 and meet him before anybody else in the family did. So at first she was annoyed, but got over it. But then Jordan Fisher, our Broadway boyfriend, was announced to be joining Little Shop of Horrors March 6th. So we bought tickets to see that March 13th so she can still meet Theon before anybody else does.
Good. And I mean, that is great for Callie to get the head start, but it's also nice for Theon because it's always nice to have somebody you're slightly more comfortable with and like an ally in the family as you're meeting the other family members. Because then you guys will have already had an experience where then he can be like, oh, that's like Callie, do you remember blah, blah, blah. Like that's a good way to have like an ease into other conversations and stuff.
Yeah, I love that. And then it was his birthday this weekend. We went to Drag Bingo on Sunday for his like group event. And then Monday we went to see a Broadway show and we went to this restaurant that Chelsea has opinions about.
No, that Chelsea has a funny joke about. So funny, in fact, that it got swooped. Our very own Amy Schumer in the house, just not crediting the writers and stealing jokes, allegedly.
It was called Limousina. It used to be a limousine garage in like the 80s and 70s and stuff, but then they gutted it and turned it into this beautiful restaurant. The most beautiful restaurant I've ever been to that wasn't in like Disney World.
It could have only been more beautiful if it had blue water and fake rocks.
Truly. And then the food was the best food I've ever had in a restaurant as well. And I know I just said that last week about Rails. My roommate did point that out, like, oh, even better than Rails? And I was like, oh, I did say that that was the best restaurant I've ever been to. So we'll say that Rails is the best restaurant I've ever been to in New Jersey. This is the best restaurant I've ever been to anywhere else. We got build your own fish tacos, but they served you the fish with the head on, but then they deboned it. So you just got anywhere from like the neck to the tail, you could just scoop in and there it was, fish that you built your own fish tacos.
You know, I think I'm growing ever closer to becoming a vegetarian. Because every time you talk about meat, I have like a turning in my stomach.
Maybe you are a vegetarian.
I was for a little bit, and then I got pregnant with Sapphire, and all I could eat was McDonald's double cheeseburgers. So that was the end of that.
I was a vegan for 9 months, as the cuties know. Someone did point out in the Patreon comments, and I need to correct them. I already did in written form, but now I need to do it on the podcast.
This is your verbal warning now.
Yeah. They said, remember when Donnie was vegan and would cheat occasionally with veal? That's not what happened. Not what happened.
What happened was he came and visited me.
Yeah. When I was vegan, I was fully vegan. There wasn't like a cheat. There wasn't a spoonful of butter in with my granola. Like there was fully vegan for 9 months.
Which I don't think I appreciated at the time how crazy that is that you did that. Like how much willpower it took you to do that, because I met you in your vegan era. So to me, it was like, oh, this is just his dietary restrictions.
Oh, yeah.
Then once you broke it, visiting me and just immediately ordered veal. And then at the next meal, ordered veal again. I was like, oh, this is like a thing.
Yeah.
Back-to-back veal meals is a little bit intense.
No, that's just a hyper focus. Like right now, if a menu has short ribs, I will order it no matter what. So after veganism, I think I was craving like meat in its purest form in such a way that it was veal.
Meat in its purest form. Veal.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're going to cheat, why not just cheat? I'm not going to cheat with like a piece of bread that has egg in it. If that is what I'm cheating with, then I'm cheating. So I said, bring me the veal, please.
You're not just going to make out with somebody in a club. You're going to get fucked.
Well, I agree with that as well. If you're going to cheat, do it. Anyway, that's what I recommend. Besides that, I also recommend, I saw The Testament of Anne Lee this week, which is the Amanda Seyfried movie about the start of the Shaker movement. So in the 1700s, there was a sect of religion that were like very into their movement. Shaking is literally what they did.
Everybody that has one of those vibrating plates from TikTok is familiar.
So it was about that. And then it's kind of a musical because they take traditional hymns and like throw them in like every 20 minutes in like a big production number. So I think without those grounding me in my Broadway essence, then I don't think I would have liked the movie. It was 2 hours and 20 minutes about the 1700s.
Ooh.
Like there's a lot working against it, but the music always brought me back.
Was this Emily's pick?
No, this was my pick because Amanda Seyfried's in it. She's my favorite actress. Now, let me tell you something about a favorite actress versus an actress I like. A favorite actress is someone that I will follow in any genre, any plot, any length of movie. Like I would watch Amanda Seyfried in a Chelchella movie. If Amanda Seyfried was in K-Pax, I would see it. But then there are actresses I like a lot in the things I like them in. Like Emma Stone is one of those. I love Crazy Stupid Love. I love Easy A, but I'm not going to go see that movie where she shaves her head and thinks she's an alien.
Sure.
So I saw Testament of Anne Lee, loved it. When we got to like 20, and this is not a spoiler, I'm just an idiot. When we got to like 20 minutes left, and the song that was currently being sung was, "We love mother, we love mother." Then I turned to Emily and said, "Wait, is this a cult?" And she said, "Yeah." It was very obvious to everyone else except me, which does scare me.
Uh-huh.
But also then, like, the vibes of it were just so cool that I would actively join it. And I'm just here to say that. The four, they just got a new member this year. The 4 Shakers that are currently still on the earth, if you're listening to this, send me an email.
Please don't. Please don't send him an email. Well, along with, I guess, recommending cults, I've got a couple recommendations for this week. As you know, speaking of hyperfocus, I am a reading machine lately. I think it's been actually the one thing that is tethering me to this plane and not just making me completely crash out and spiral about, just take a look around.
Mm-hmm.
I've read 10 books this year, Donnie.
Whoa.
This week, I read 2 books, and I can recommend them both.
Okay.
The first one is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. I've been on a real Lucy Foley kick. Last week, I recommended The Midnight Feast by her, and I said that you would like it. I actually think if you're going to start with one, Donnie, I think you're going to like this one more because it's about a group of college friends who, 10, 15 years later, they spend every New Year's together, but they've been slowly drifting apart. There's new dynamics, there's old dynamics, and it is a murder mystery.
Oh.
But the scariest part is the group dynamics, Donnie. I think you would love it. And she writes a great, bitchy, unlikable, irredeemable character that you kind of root for.
Okay, see, that is who would be my favorite. Now, funny you should say that. I always add The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley to my library queue. And then when it comes, I'm not in the mood to read, or I have too many other books at the same time, so I never read it and then have to add it again. And it takes 14 weeks. And then by the time it comes, again, not in the mood, whatever. But this has been on my desk at least 5 times. And sometimes when that happens, then I'm it wasn't meant to be, and I forget about it. But then I re-add this immediately. So I have been meaning to read this for quite some time.
Now, I don't think you would like the one I'm about to recommend, but Cuties, I cannot recommend it enough. It's called The Last Murder at the End of the World, not the Netflix show or whatever that came out. Completely different plot than that, which is weird. It's like if an Agatha Christie novel took place in the same cinematic universe as The Giver. It's sci-fi, it's post-apocalyptic. The world has ended because this fog has descended on all of the world and killed everybody and everything except for this tiny island. And they're in a dystopian, utopian, depending on how you're looking at it, society, and a murder takes place. So I can't recommend it enough. I liked it so much that I was so hyper-focused on it that I was maybe I should start a book club. Maybe on the Patreon I should start a book club, and then we can be talking about it, because I want to talk about this with people. There's themes of AI. There's themes of like humanity and what have we become. But I also have learned from my past self that like just because I'm feeling inspired in one moment doesn't mean I need to start a whole book club. But that being said, Cuties, if you've read this book, please slide into my DMs because I'd love to chat about it.
Maybe I'll sign on Patreon and read a chapter of the Passions book after this.
Okay.
It's been 2 months. They're on the same schedule as Emily. Once a quarter, you'll get a chapter. This week, Taylor Swift released a vinyl version of a single that's already been out for 2 weeks from an album that dropped last year. Miss Piggy sat with Vogue. Chappell Roan wore a nipple-piercing dress, and the internet lost its mind. The trailer for The Drama, starring Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, aired. The A-Teens released their first single in 22 years, and the Toxic Mom Group saw Hilary Duff's concert. So this week in New York, there was a heated rivalry lookalike competition, and I didn't come with any facts. I don't know who won. I don't know any of that. I just wanted to mention heated rivalry so I could go into this. Why do straight women love gay sex so much? Why is everyone flicking their bean to this?
It's getting weird, Donnie.
Very weird.
It's getting weird. Now, I haven't watched Heated Rivalry. It is in my Libby to read. You might recall I just read a book just a few weeks ago about a throuple, 2 men.
Yeah.
Talk of penetration, talk of men doing men's stuff. It was hot. But you know what I did when I was done with that book? I put that book down and I read another book. There are some people, some of our friends even.
And it could be numerous people. We're not subtweeting one person right now.
Yeah, this is a subtweet to several of our friends.
Yeah.
And the majority of the collective internet right now.
Yeah.
Because the obsession with it is starting to be like a fetishizing of it. You know, if we're going to get all think piece, let me take out my Threads
Well, I'm
account.
glad. I love when I
in.
can be on this side of a think piece because normally I'm on the other side.
I do think that there's a safeness in it. And I would make the comparison like, you know, I used to watch lesbian porn, but then it turns out I'm bisexual, you know? But I do think there is something about it that feels safe because like man on woman porn is violent and the whole industry is based on like misogyny and hatred of women and violence towards women. So I understand why women don't want to watch smut or porn that is heterosexual because it is just inherently violent because we are the only species that dates our predator. But there is something weird about like how far it's being taken. It's okay to be turned on, but buy a vibrator and take it off the internet, mama.
Yeah. And it's not the only, as people will find out in Tears and Queers Month, it's not the only gay thing that's ever been out. So like for people are like, it's so much more than the sex. Look at the relationships with his parents. Look at this, look at that. I love Simon. There are other gay things you could be watching. And I just don't get it. Also, the first 3 episodes, I feel like the internet collectively was in agreement. Like, oh my God, this is like a Hallmark movie, but with porno sex. Like this is the writing's bad, the acting's bad, LOL. And then suddenly something shifted and it was on IMDb the number 1, like the best episode of television of all time. Like things took a turn.
Yeah. You and I are proof. You can know something is not good and still love it and be obsessed with it. And I have an issue with our society for many reasons. But one thing that happens is like this idea that if you like something, it has to be good. Like we are allowed to like trash and we are allowed to say, I'm obsessed with this thing. And also it's bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
So I guess my thesis statement is get off the internet, get a vibrator, go to town, and then watch a new show. But glad it's doing well. I guess it's good, though, to have representation and everybody be obsessed with gay people and acknowledge that queer people are people in this day and age.
If you wanted to get into a gay show, though, I need you to watch Starfleet Academy because they just hinted that 2 characters were gay. So if it gets canceled before they get to fuck, I'm going to be mad at everybody. This is your fault.
And that's homophobic. So if you don't want to be accused of fetishizing the gay community, watch Starfleet Academy.
Then you better watch some Klingon on man sex.
That's how they scissor. Well, we're just real gay today because I want to talk about the Paper Magazine article that came out about,
Okay.
it's the oral and gay history of this show. I want to say, if you are looking for something that brings joy, delight, if you've never watched the web series, it's UHHHHN. There's lots of H's and N, but just put it into the old YouTube. It'll pop right up. It is pure joy. It's also a great rabbit hole to go down if you like fandom and lore, because there is so much lore surrounding this show. It's with Trixie and Katya, if you guys are not familiar. This article is a good starting point because it explains like how this web series that took place in the basement of a go-go bar with like 3 people on set, no working bathroom, took off, kind of changed the landscape of how YouTube videos were edited, how they became superstars because of this show, but really it has to do with their friendship and their partnership. They don't really go into some of the parts about how coinciding with Trixie Mattel's controversial All Stars win. That was when Katya had a very public relapse and they had a falling out. This was also during the time that they had been picked up by Viceland and Bob the Drag Queen had to fill in. Again, so much lore if you want to go down that rabbit hole. It's also all documented in the Moving Parts documentary, but I just love them. They are... I sound like Kris Jenner. You are a rock star in my eyes. You are a queen. But I just really appreciate their friendship, their dynamic. There was a line in here, Donnie, that reminded me of us.
Read it. Read it.
This all came to be because on their podcast, The Bald and Beautiful, Katya made an offhanded remark of like, like that's done. And the internet exploded as if it had not been 2 years since the episode has been uploaded. The internet like went off. Mattel jokes of the reaction after Katya has run off for a commitment in the Valley and it's just the 2 of us. I wasn't surprised. I was surprised she brought it up in a way that was like breaking news. Even after 10 years, she acts like she has no media training. And then the article goes on to say, and this is what reminds me of us, she says it with a hint of exasperation and a whole lot of affection, that very dynamic being central to the brilliance of both and their comedic partnership. So I recommend that everybody go and read that article. And if you're looking for something to escape the world with, go and watch Let's move on to Cutie of the Week.
Okay.
My Cutie of the Week is Scrubs. The trailer for the new season has dropped and it starts February 25th. Scrubs is one of my comfort shows. So I do feel like, we talk about how Geminis and Pisces are just receiving this year. And I feel like much like Candace being on the Traitors, this is a personal, like, little nod to me from the universe of like, you need this one, girl. Here you go.
And Sarah Michelle Gellar is going to be in a movie that comes out in like 2 months as a lead. I can't wait. Does the trailer look like it's going to be good?
I'm nervous. It's giving me what I need from it, but it was a 30-second trailer set to Britney Spears' Gimme More.
Okay.
They have all the people that are there. Dr. Cox doesn't call JD newbie anymore. He calls him oldie because he's old. They do Eagle, but then Turk's back goes out. So there's like nods to like time has passed. I feel like I'm just still so betrayed by the final season of Scrubs when they pretended it was the same show, but it was just not, that I'm hopeful, but scared.
Okay.
So fingers crossed.
Love the musical episode. It's the only episode I've ever seen.
There's musicals in every single episode.
There's not musicals in every episode. There might be a musical number every episode.
But this is how circles become circles. I always thought Glee would be better if they had like the JD, I'm imagining this, and then we fully said Leah Michelle's character is cuckoo bananas and she's imagining all these numbers. But alas, they didn't.
It's clearly imagination. You just don't comprehend that. Anyway, my Cutie of the Week is another songstress in the vein of Leah Michelle, Kelly Clarkson, who announced the end of her talk show. She wants to take time off to care for her children. So I do love that. Hate that we won't have her anymore, especially because Sherry Shepherd's show is also ending. Hers was canceled, though. So that...
No reason.
No, the reason is she was Wendy Williams' replacement and just slid on in. You were supposed to be a substitute. You were not supposed to get your own show. So that leaves 2 slots open for daytime television.
Well, there's 2 people right here ready for our time. Geminis and Pisces, receiving.
That leaves only Jennifer Hudson on daytime TV now, besides like The View and stuff like that. But
that spirit tunnel is going to be a vortex. It's going to be the new Bermuda Triangle, just sucking all the celebrities in daytime.
They just need to make the show only the tunnel because the show itself is just, I can't say it enough, awful.
Last week, my cutie of the week was Ron from The Traders. And we did, I don't think it made it to the main show, but we did talk about how he's going through the autism diagnosis process and all of that. So go over to Patreon because, again, last week's episode was like 120 minutes and I cut it down. But Jennifer Hudson's Spirit Tunnel, incredible. Jennifer Hudson saying the word autism, incredible. I could listen to that woman say autism all day long like a soundtrack because she says to Ron, she goes, "So is it true you're being tested for autism?" I rewound 10 times. That was my heated rivalry.
God, I hate it. Remember how she has me blocked?
No, but I believe it.
You didn't know that?
You need a whiteboard behind you where you write all of the celebrities that have blocked you. So if somebody unblocks you, you can erase. But more likely, when someone new blocks you, you can say Cuties, and then you just write the name.
I love that. Oh, yeah. Okay. If you liked this episode, please send it to someone else who might enjoy it. We're always looking for new cuties to join the ranks, much like that Testament of Family. Send it to your friend, but it'll be shake weights on the side. And we will talk to you later. I love you like a sister. Bye.
Bye.
Always open up and talk about your son who has autism.
Thank you for listening to I Am the Cute One. If you want more, head to patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne for uncut, unedited, and unhinged video and audio footage of current episodes, as well as even more bonus content.
And if you like what you heard, please be sure to leave a 5-star rating and subscribe to our show. And to help us grow this community of chaotic cuties, share an episode with a friend you think would pass the vibe check.
And to see the madness, check out our YouTube channel, where video footage from all current episodes are posted weekly.
You can follow me at Real Donnywood on Instagram and all other social media platforms.
And if you want more of my personal brand of chaos, check me out at Oh No Chels.
Talk to you later. Love you like a sister.